Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning for Friday, July 17th, 2020. We have a lot to go over in today's video. In today's video, we're going to go over the U.S. has shattered its single-day record for new cases with more than 75,000 cases in a single day. Masks are now mandatory in more than half of U.S. states. Then we're going to get into a 359-page unpublished report by the White House Virus Task Force suggesting that at least 18 states need to have stricter public health measures. And finally, we're going to go into what White House economic advisor Stephen Moore said about the second stimulus package. He released specific details of what has to be in the package in order for it to pass and when we can expect to receive it. But before we get started, if you're interested in staying up to date on what is going on in the world with your money and how to make more money, well, then please be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when new videos come out. Also, don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below, and get $5 immediately when you download the Acorns investing app as well. Anyways, let's get right into it. So, the U.S. shattered its single-day record for new cases with more than 75,600 cases on Thursday. This was the 11th time in the past month that the single-day total for cases in the U.S. was broken. The number has more than doubled since June 24th, when the country registered 37,014 cases, and the previous single-day record was 68,241 cases, which was announced on Friday. So the previous record was 68,000. Yesterday, we announced 75,000. After the recent surge in virus cases in the U.S., now deaths are starting to rise as well. The number of cases in late June surged higher during the outbreak's first peak. However, during that time, deaths actually decreased slightly. But now, since the end of last week, deaths have been starting to rise again, and we're starting to see an increase there. So a lot of people had been saying it was simply an increase in testing and deaths were decreasing, but now we're seeing them start to increase. So this is not good news moving forward. I'll make sure to keep you updated on what happens here if we continue to see an increase there. This is good news, however, for more stimulus, because if we're seeing cases increase, well, then there'll have to be more restrictions put into place, which means people won't be able to work, businesses will have to shut down, which means the federal government will have to pass a more dramatic second stimulus package. Moving on, masks are now mandatory in more than half of U.S. states, with governors in Arkansas and Colorado issuing the latest face covering orders yesterday. In addition to this, Target and CVS also announced new policies requiring customers to wear masks in all of their stores, joining companies like Walmart and Best Buy and other companies who had previously mandated face coverings. However, while all of these mask mandates are going on, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp actually sued the city of Atlanta over mask requirements as virus cases surge in the state. On Thursday, Georgia Governor sued to stop Atlanta from enforcing some of its virus-related rules, including its mandate to wear a face covering in public, even as the state experiences a sharp rise in virus cases. So Georgia governor sued the city of Atlanta for putting precaution measures in place, for putting more mask mandates and safety precautions in place. He said that the mayor of Atlanta lacks the authority to implement a mask requirement and that she must obey Kemp's executive order, which he signed into law on Wednesday, that stated there are no mask requirements in Georgia. So he's suing individual cities in Georgia because they're putting mask requirements into place. So comment down below what you think about this situation. If you think he should be suing cities for putting mask requirements into place, or if you think it is unreasonable. So leave your comments down below. I'd like to see what you think on this. Meanwhile, while this is going on in Georgia, a 359-page unpublished report by the White House Virus Task Force, which was dated on Tuesday this week, suggested that at least 18 states need to enact stricter public health measures in order to control the spread of the virus and help the economy moving forward, including mandating masks, limiting gatherings to less than 10 people, and ramping up testings in areas where virus cases have spiked. The document was published by the Center for Public Integrity yesterday, and it recommends that states including Georgia, California, Florida, Oklahoma, and Texas, among a number of other states, they have to toughen rules in hotspots, increase testing, and also they suggest that they should close down bars, nightclubs, and gyms in order to help control the spread of the virus moving forward. Next up is with the second stimulus package and what White House economic advisor Stephen Moore said in an interview on Thursday. He said that I've talked to several high-level people in the White House administration who said the president will not sign the second stimulus package if it does not include a payroll tax cut. However, Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, who is a top Democrat on the Finance Committee, he actually has been criticizing President Trump on wanting to include payroll tax cuts. He goes on to say a payroll tax cut would do absolutely nothing to help the 20 million workers who have lost their jobs and are on unemployment benefits, and it will only do a little for those working significantly reduced hours. He goes on to explain how another payroll tax cut wouldn't really help the average individual, but it would shower the country's wealthiest corporations with billions of dollars in their pockets. So according to what he said, they should be focusing more on direct stimulus payments and unemployment benefits rather than tax cuts, because tax cuts will not help as much for the lower income individuals. Stephen Moore goes on to say how the single most important thing we have to do moving forward is stop the $600 per week or $2,400 per month payments, and adds that the U.S. economy may have lost between 1 million and 2 million jobs due to unemployment benefits. He doesn't go on to explain where he gets this data from. He simply says that we lost jobs because people were receiving unemployment benefits. He goes on to explain that if President Trump were to assign a bill that extends these benefits for another 6 months, he said we would have 8 to 10 million fewer jobs in 6 months' time. He said right now we have 30 million people who are unemployed and they can't get back to work on the job because they're making more money staying at home than they are going to work. So there's no reason for them to go to work. So that is his reason why they should not continue these $600 per week or $2,400 per month payment. He said, however, though, there still are discussions about these unemployment benefits and what they should do moving forward, because some Republicans want to replace it with smaller benefits, not the total $600 per week, but maybe $300 to $450 per week. He said other people want to peg it at a percentage of what people earned previously at their jobs, but there are a lot of people in Congress that are talking about simply reducing these payments but not continuing them at the $600 per week. He said, I can guarantee you that it's not going to be $600 per week. That number is negotiable, but it's not going to be $600 per week. That is simply too much. And we've heard this from a lot of other officials, how they're considering reducing these payments because they know with 20 million people collecting unemployment benefits, they need to support them in some way. Otherwise, there will be 20 million people who have no source of income and not even able to find a job because not enough companies are hiring when they expire at the end of this month. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that a study found that Americans who receive unemployment benefits due to the virus actually spent more money when they received these benefits than when they were working. In the study, it explains that their estimates suggest that the expiration of these benefits will result in large spending cuts in households with potentially negative effects on both households and the economy in general. They say if people don't receive these benefits, they won't have money to spend, money to put into the economy. And in order for us to see a recovery, we need to have more money in the economy. People spending money at businesses, so then these businesses have the money and the revenue to hire more workers. The study also explains how people are more likely to search for a job when they are on benefits. This goes against what Stephen Moore was saying, how we actually lost jobs by people receiving benefits. According to this study, it says that people are more likely to search for a job. So anyways, there's a lot of talk right now about these $600 per week and $2,400 per month payments. Stephen Moore says they will not be continued at that rate. They might be reduced and we might see a smaller payment, but they are still talking about these enhanced unemployment benefits because millions of people are still unemployed. Anyways, that is just a quick update on what is going on this morning on Friday, July 17th, 2020. We covered everything from the U.S. shattering single-day case records with more than 75,000 new cases, how masks are now mandatory in more than half of U.S. states, an unpublished report by the U.S. Virus Task Force that suggested that at least 18 states need to have stricter public health measures in place, and finally we talked about White House advisors and what they said about the second stimulus package, specifically extending the $600 per week and $2,400 $1,100 per month enhanced unemployment benefits. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. Get $5 when you download the Acorns investing app. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.